All right, welcome to the second night of Reka. Um, and wow, I just found out Into the Ravenwood, you're on a 7 stream streak, which I don't want to say too many times fast, but thank you so much. That's really cool. I loved when I started this, seeing you guys jump in the chat. I really appreciate it. You all are wonderful. All right, most recent save sounds good to me. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the winter weather, I actually okay, we have our cat still. That's great. Okay, so we said last week if we put the cat down, it won't run away. Because I want to investigate this sunken house. Um, yeah. Okay, so we're going to give it a shot. Oh, God, we really just dropped that cat, though. Okay. I see a ladder. Let's go up here. Yeah. This is why. Ooh, okay. Great. We're off to a fantastic start. I'm just going to back up a little bit here. Nothing down there. Okay, Reka. Breakdance. That sounds great. I mean, I think we might be a little stuck now. There we go. Okay. Yes. Was the cat purring? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. Where did the cat go? No, did they take the cat? Oh no, here's the cat. Okay, we got the cat. Okay, hi, guys. Good to see you. Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable either. Don't take my kitty. Okay, now I think we're ready to go back to the house, which it looks like is that way. So off we go. You guys coming with us? You're welcome. You're welcome along. We enjoy the Fae as long as they are nice to us. I forget they have a special, unique name in this game and in the culture, but I don't remember what it is. I just know that they remind me of the Fae. That's like we really just want to go right there. Look at that. That's our smoke. Huh. Cool. You can kind of see it from here. It's standing up. That's gorgeous. I wonder if we're gonna try. No cats hate water. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh yeah, the cat trusts us. This is great. Okay. Cool. Yes. Yeah, so I mean the cat is now meowing. If it purred when we sat it down, I feel a little bad. Maybe that means it doesn't want to be with us. But you know, it's fine. Yes, we're just gonna get hit by a tree a little bit here. So we can go around this bush. Nice. Right into it today. This is great. Hello, crows. Good friends. It looks like it's gotten foggier since we were last here. But yeah, sorry. The winter storm. I want to say like, oh, I'm surprised and stuff. I just went out the wrong way, I think. How did I do that to myself? Is this the wrong house? No, it's not the wrong house. Back it up. Back it up, Reka. It's okay. Maybe this is the wrong house. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Because this is just chickens. Where's the chicken house? That way. Okay. That's right. Well, stinking fences. My gosh, I understand people want to be safe and all, but you're cowing me in here. There we go. Don't worry, cat. You can trust me. We're going somewhere great if I can find out how to get us there. There are too many fences on this map. I feel like there are fences all the way around. Look at all these chickens. Oh my gosh. I got to make that joke, Springy Piggy, up in Iceland. There were a lot of birds. Oh, there, we have found it. Okay. Great. Great. It only startled me a little bit. Yeah, I'm, again, not very surprised. So if I put the cat down, bring animal home. Yes. One ginger cat, and it comes with a bed. Have at it. We are going to have all the animals. Welcome home, cat. I assume you're somewhere. Jeevers. Okay, well, great. We haven't really built up our walls yet, as you can see. We did the tutorial. It's kind of a lengthy process building the walls and stuff, but maybe we should take some time today and do that. And honestly, with that time doing that, I'll probably be able to talk a little bit more about the details of the astrology. Oh, we just made the cat furniture. Fair. Zelda 2 is in a bed right now looking a little bit like furniture, aren't you, baby girl? She's snoozing, and it's adorable. Um, she's doing really well, as an update goes. Um, the pups are in the same room at the moment. This is progress, and we love it, and they're both snoozing and comfy. So let's bring up, I think the menu is how we do building, yeah? To remember this stuff. Collections, no. Ingredients, no. Oh, how do I do building? Hey, Mavewin, you're really good at this game. How do I open the builder? It's interactive cat, but place like furniture. I love that. Hi, Beulah. Good to see you. Control. Thank you. Control. There we are. Nice. That's what we're looking for. Building. Q. I keep thinking that's a magnifying glass, like a search option. It's not. Okay. So we want, going to get us to some siding here. There we go. All right. So we're going to finish building our walls here. I don't want that. Okay. E is place. Now, sir. Nope. Okay. This is, I want that. I want it on the second part here. I don't know if I can. I've done it before. I just got to get good at this. Rotate. Is that it? No. Not quite. It is the wall piece, though. Your pup is currently snoring. Aw, Steplin, that's adorable. I'm glad that the winter weather seems to have improved at least somewhat for everybody. I'm going to just... cannot build here. It's my house. The witch gave it to me. What do you mean I can't build here? Okay. Look at, I am her face. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It's all about distance. Cool. I should leave a door. Fantastic. Look at us go. This shall be our doorway. Amazing. All right, we want, I think this is where I want to rotate. There we go. And E. Crushing it. I'm so proud of us. All right, yeah. Cold AF where you're at, but the snow has held up for the time being. Yeah, so I've heard that we're in for a little bit more snow this weekend. Fortunately, it seems like Richmond, which has not really recovered from the last storm, is going to be in good shape to maybe get a dusting, which will still keep schools closed. There was a joke today online that the schools are just done for the year and they'll see each other in the fall, which, you know, doesn't seem unlikely. Okay, and we rotate. There we go. Getting the hang of it. Nope, that's good. We'll leave a back door too. Why not? Rotate. There we go. I'm getting the hang of it. Fantastic. And then after this, we got to do like an actual roof. But we have an enclosure. I know this is technically a back room, but actually, I think for now, it'll be more convenient to not do that. What are you? Yeah. Are you a piece? You do look like you are. Let's see. There we go. Yes. Nice. That is what I wanted. Okay. Now this. Fantastic. Look at us go. Cool. Yeah, so I actually, if you caught, by the way, if you didn't catch the Alchemist ink spill on Friday last week, it's because we were having issues. Some of you may know, whenever we try to join, M's computer freaks out and has a problem. And we were using M's computer as our primary device last week. And can confirm it does freak out every time she tries to do something on it. So we're going to have to investigate that. We're going to have to investigate you too. There we go. Um, because it's very strange and a little irritating. So we were not able to go live like we normally would have. There we go. Any gaps in the roof here? Okay, good. Yeah, we were not able to go live like we normally would have. Okay, get it. That's... Where did you just go? I think... No, I said store, first of all. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. And that was kind of a thing. How do I do the flat part of the roof? Place multiple roof blocks into each other to make more complex shapes. I saw that. If I just do more here, it's just going to do... Okay, we're going to try something. Cannot build here. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, poor M. Trying to live a modern life. Seriously. But I'm glad you guys got to see the... Bobby Yaga is judging me, yeah. I'm glad that you guys got to see the TikTok version. Yeah, Stephlyn, it was so frustrating. We tried for like 20 minutes. We got back from breakfast in time, tried for 20 minutes, and it really just did not want to work with us. So by the time we did get it working, the problem was we were each using our phones. And if I would have put out an Instagram saying, hey, we're not on this anymore, then we would have had the issue of I had to use my phone to do that, and I couldn't because we were live on TikTok. We were going to try to do computer in front of us, phones on the side, and do live on TikTok and regular to see if that would work. But only TikTok worked this time. So that was kind of annoying. Okay, we'll just try this. We'll make a very pointy roof. Yep. Yeah, so I did get to avoid the winter storm, fortunately. That being said, okay, cool. I know, lady. I'm figuring it out. You had to do this on your own last time. I'm figuring it out now. That being said, I did have to deal with the storm coming home, which was a bugger. I actually had the unique experience for me. I've never slept on an airport floor before, but now I have, which was really weird. Not because, there's anything wrong with it, but because I feel like if you have a national situation where you know that a lot of people are going to be stranded in the airport, and these people happen to be like airline loyalty customers of yours, maybe it's a good idea to not close your airline club. That's just my thought, because I was in the airline club that I have access to because I travel so much, and they closed at 12:45 a.m. So then I had to go find a floor somewhere, and I was just thinking, like, I don't know, seems like a flaw in the plan. So, but it was interesting to just be in the airport with so many people stuck there. How do I get an angle here to finish my roof? There we go. So many people who were stuck in that same predicament, and trying to figure it out. But it wasn't the worst thing that's ever happened. Eventually I just decided to go to a Starbucks and there was one left open. I don't know if this is the best way to do all this, you guys, but it's going to close the roof unless we just keep that as a skylight because I can't get an angle on it. You're not going to play with me? Okay. But I feel like over here we did it. It's a little mangled, but it still worked. There. Ha ha ha! Home sweet home. Okay. Let's do some furniture stuff. We probably should place the mirror somewhere. Maybe in the back here. Yeah, so I got to sleep on the airport floor. But I also found out that I was actually pretty lucky to even get home yesterday. Nice. Because still, like, oh, the chair watches you too. Like 45% of flights were canceled yesterday. So that's pretty wild. Oh, hi, Kristen. Um, uh, Good to see you. Yeah, avoiding storms and hanging with your bestie. It was worth it, honestly. I got to extend my trip by a day because I knew there was going to be a storm. And then yeah. Um, I haven't. So I have a method now for sleeping on airplanes and being super comfy about it. But seems like it'll behoove me soon to. I'm gonna place this here as far back as I can because we'll be able to put the cats thing on top of that. Um, if you see anything on this menu that you're like, put it in, I will try. Um, Also, I'm sorry if I missed some stuff in the thing tonight. Looks like there's AJ. Hey! Um, if I miss any questions, hopefully AJ can help me. With the way I'm set up here, I can't move my mouse over to scroll up in the chat over here, and I can't see the chat on my screen, even though you guys can. So I might be missing a couple things as I focus on the game, but we have AJ. um, Cool. Um, yeah, so yeah, I got to sleep on the airport floor. And then another, oh, this is cute actually. Another new experience for me was having some kind of weird ailment over the weekend, which again, I knew was going to happen. There's a lot of activity happening with Aries, with Aquarius, with all that stuff right now. And I know that this year is going to be a year of weird health issues for me. So I was able to peg that, the weird health issue is right in line with my astrology, but that doesn't mean I can avoid the weird health issue necessarily, but I can make it, easier, better, whatever. So, dealing with that for a bit, uh, which is fine because it's not super painful right now. So, um, yeah. Um, Cool. We are gonna, oh, these are my ingredients. I don't want to put those in here. Right now, the hanging herbs, we'll put a bunch of those in here because the fairies gave us to them and we want to honor that. So we'll go ahead and cannot build here. Where can I build the hang? Okay, I guess that they're going to be, but oh, I need something to hang them on is probably the thing. Okay. Um, Bottle holder. That's probably for a wall. Here we go. A little bit of an apothecary look. Ooh, this one looks like it's a window, so we're going to place that here too. Haha. What's this? Bread paddle. Ambidextrous saw. A wreath. We're going to put the wreath. Can I put the wreath above the door? I feel like that's fine. We'll put the wreath next to the door. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So, roof works for that. Cool. We behave for now. Dun dun dun. Let's see. I have a magic question for you. I did not see this yet, AJ. Thank you. Do you cast a circle before doing spells or grounding, clearing, and shielding work? Ah, yeah. I placed this here to make. Wow, and I accidentally placed a skull halfway in the wall. But you know what? We're gonna keep it. I put this here because it looks like a window. But I'm still getting to some of the stuff on here. Okay. I'm really looking for the cat. I hear the cat. But I want to get the cat out there. There's the cat. Okay, we have cat. We're not putting the cat in the stove. Can we put the cat on the shelf? No. Okay, the cat will be right here. So they've got their own space. But they can welcome us. Oh, geez. Just lay on down, kitty. Some lights. We're not gonna, that's gonna light the place on fire. But it's a magical house. Maybe it won't. What else? Sounds good to me. Ooh, fun. We have many candles. Little candle. What's this one? Ooh, a fireplace. Well, I want to put this somewhere. It's very glowy. Put it right there so we can warm up when we come in the house. We have a lot of fireplaces. The skull with the candle. I need to get these up on the other shelves. There we go. We're just going to have a candle collection over here for now because I'm not getting into design. Okay, so yes. So do I cast a magic circle? Well, we know Baba Yaga does because we cast that together last week. I do sometimes. If I'm doing something at my altar, especially if I'm doing it on behalf of someone else, or if I'm doing it in a way that I know that's a hole in my floor. If I'm doing it in some way that I know might have repercussions, for instance, I can say that one time I was working on behalf of a client and it was defensive magic for them for protection against another person. And so because of that, I did cast a magic circle, which was good because there did come a time where I was actually able to feel somebody working on their behalf against what I was doing. So I actually went through the whole experience of, I can't wait to get more books. We'll put this on the bookshelf over here. I went through the experience of actually feeling somebody else having a magic practitioner working on their behalf who was trying to counter the magic that I was doing, which was interesting, actually. But I think things worked pretty well. Far as I know, that person did come back for more work later, so I have to imagine that it went well for them. I want to put it like here, but it doesn't want to go there. Is this a hanging thing? Do you hang, Lantern? You do hang. Okay. We've got enough light. Sorry, Baba Yaga. I'm like in your lap right now. My bad. I'm going to come back here so we can get some light going on back here. One day, we will have enough lanterns to frame that door. It is not this day. Can I just click on this and place it? Because I want to fix the thing. Functional. Yeah, haha. Okay. I kind of wanted you in the corner, but since you're all weird in the corner, we'll just do that. Nice. Great. We have a cozy situation beginning here. And with that, I think we're probably pretty good to get started with whatever comes next. I can't remember how to get out of here. Just hit control again. Yes. Good. Cool. Yes. So, yeah, so I do cast, usually the magical circle spell I use, by the way, I cast magical circles sometimes. Let's summarize this. I cast a magical circle like we did here last week when we were building this house, when I'm working on behalf of a client, or when I know I'm going to need protection for something, or when I just want to make sure that I'm stepping into a more sacred space than I'm already in. I have two, if I'm honest, that I use in a common way. One is the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, which has many components to it that it's so open practice, it actually has multiple practices built into it, which is one of the things I love most about it. And it can be adapted. So instead of calling on the 4 archangels of the 4 cardinal directions, you could call on the winds of the cardinal directions, or anything that relates to the cardinal directions that you like. I actually did a presentation on this a couple years ago and had the sort of components that you would replace it with. I think I have that somewhere on my Patreon. If not, I should do that sometime soon. So lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. It's really cool. I do that with a knife that I have, a ritual knife. And then I'll do that to open up the ritual time. I will do the ritual, the spell work on behalf of a client or something like that, and then I will close with the same circle. Now, yeah, the knife was a gift from my dad, which is even more potent. It's got his initials carved into it and everything. when something has been used in folk magic, it's the best. Like my cartomancy deck, which is playing cards as tarot cards, my cartomancy deck is just, it's a singular deck. It is a complete deck, but it's made from 3 different decks I used to play with my grandma with when I was a kid. When she passed, I took her card decks and I made a cartomancy deck out of it. And they weren't all complete, so I had to jumble them together. So some have red backs and some have blue backs. And I love them even more for it. And I feel like because we're so attuned from my lifetime and my grandma's connection with me and all those things, yeah, sure, we'll save. It's even more effective because we know each other so well. So that's a side note. But I also use when I got my Sakyant tattoo, which is another really cool story. Sakyant tattoos are given to you by a Buddhist monk in Thailand. And when we went to see him, I had told him what I was hoping for in the tattoo, and he looked at me and he was like, "You're not normal." And unfortunately, it's not the first time I've heard that. But he then started like listing some of the things I can do, and told me that he was going to give me a master's Sakyant. So along with the master's Sakyant came a little bit of a ritual and a spoken piece. And so I'll do that for myself before I work with a client so that I can make sure I'm coming through as like the best, most centered and grounded version of myself in a situation. And like there's a line of it that I use when I just need it in a jiffy, if I want to just bring my energy back to myself for whatever situation I'm in. Like if I'm at the airport and I want to make sure a connection with a person goes well, I'll just say it really quickly in my head. So it functions kind of like a circle where it's a protection and activation, that kind of thing. But it is the sort of practice and ritual that came along with my tattoo. And it kind of activates what the tattoo does. So that's fun. My tattoo is on my back, which is why I keep reaching back there. Yeah. So, great question. Thank you for asking. Really quickly, especially Maewyn, because I think you've played this before. Are we in a position where we want to talk to Baba Yaga and continue on with our mission for now? As we get more furniture, we're going to do more with this. But I feel like we can move forward in this story. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, it was the Sakyant tattoo experience was one of the probably the coolest experience in my life to date. I loved it. So that was, yeah, I won't forget it anytime soon, and it really helps me when I need encouragement. Cool. So I think what we're going to do is talk to Baba Yaga and let her, she looks pleased. She looks like she's happy with what we've done. So we'll do that. You can continue if you're done with the map, since you can't come back. Oh, I can't come back. Okay. I think we did the map, because it's filled. Yeah. Okay, good. That is good to know. There's the crow guy, but his quest, everything is solved, and he's not on here. So we said we would do it, but he's not on here. But you know what? If you're saying that we can do that, we should do that. Let's go help the crow guy who is literally trying to break the spell that she put on him. So I feel like that should be pretty funny. That's over this way. Maybe we didn't rightly accept the quest. We'll have to look at that. Oh, here's the river again. We're just going to embrace it. There we go. So funny. I don't play any other games with a keyboard, but this is, I'm getting the hang of it. It's nice. Speaking of crows, my husband is in California right now. There are so many crows. They are. When we were in San Francisco, we kept having crows outside our window. So Em and I were in San Francisco. It's the first time Em and I have been able to hang out. If there's another cat at the cemetery, we're going. But it was the first time Em and I have ever hung out that we weren't working, that we weren't preparing for an event, that we weren't doing anything that actually required being like on. And it was so fun. We had such a good time. And we were both working on our books because if you haven't heard, Em is getting published in the summer. And my own book is just about ready to be submitted. So she needed to get some stuff done. I wanted to make some progress. I wrote over 10,000 words in the weekend. She got tons done for her current book and its sequel, spoiler alert. And it was fantastic. We just had such a good time. I've never had ravens. Oh, you never saw raisins? Yes, Lacusta. That is the book that M is publishing. You can actually go on M's website and you can, whoa, too long. Earn some coins, you might find work here. I'm aware. Honey, I guess, yeah, okay, I've gone too far. I thought he was on this. Oh, there he is. You know, the guy waving at the crows that are still attacking him. Fantastic. We'll just let you wait for a second. That's fine. Yeah, so Lacusta's coming out. Yeah, thank you. 10,000 words felt really good. Into the Ravenwood says, do you see that MAGA witches are trying to call on the Morgan and Hecate? They are... First of all, okay, I want a disclaimer here. This is purely my opinion. If you are not interested in this opinion, feel free to look at something else for the next 30 seconds to a minute. Come on back, and then we'll get back to the game. But I do have opinions, and I think it's important to kind of let people know where you stand on certain things. And I'm going to be kind about this as much as I can. Firstly, I find it ironic, the term MAGA witches. Not because Christianity can't have witches. That's not the thing. Christianity has a long history of witchcraft and magic. The patriarchy cut that to shreds with some of their guild magic and things like that. But they are, Beulah, that's where I'm getting. It is ironic to me that the same denomination, if you can even call it that, of the Christian faith that says all of this stuff is going to send you to hell. This is what I grew up in, right? So I was brought up in fundamentalist Christian, evangelical, coal country kind of situation. So I know from the inside how this goes. And I was brought up as like a healer and psychic the whole time, right? So I was on Sunday rejected in some ways for a while because of the ways that I could help people. But when it wasn't Sunday, people were coming to me for healing. They were calling me on the phone for readings and all these other things. And even the people at church who did like me struggled with it and just wanted to avoid the fact that I could do these things unless it wasn't Sunday and they could call me in more private setting. And it was just, you know, even going back in my own heritage where my great-great-grandmother was a Brahmarai practitioner, she seemed to have this understanding from what I've heard and what I've channeled from her that you do this because God chose you to do this, but just know you're doing stuff that is going to send you to hell, which hell is not the same thing in the Bible as people have made it to be today. So that's something we don't really have to grapple with too much in the first place. That's a whole other topic I'd be happy to get into. It's not related to this, and I want to make sure I cover this pretty quickly. So I find it ironic that that type of person is turning to magic now when they're irritated. And that it's not, none of it actually has to do with practices that are ones that they are used to or ones that they believe in. They are calling on the Morrigan. They're doing hoodoo and voodoo and all of these things that do not belong to them, when if they wanted to, they could find an equivalent within the Christian pantheon. And yes, I do call it a pantheon. To me, you've got, you know, a higher God. You've got the two deities beneath God. You've got angels who are like the more minor deities. And you even got saints and stuff like that. To me, that's what it is. And in ancient times, there's evidence in the Bible and elsewhere that they did kind of believe in this kind of thing, especially if you analyze the way the language was used when the Bible was written in the language it was originally written in. So that aside, yeah, weird to me. I do not agree with it. Not because I think that magic is close to them. I don't think that they've done enough self-work for magic to work appropriately. they're in a very FAFO situation with the things that they are calling on. And I also don't think that they truly believe it's going to work. I think that they're just trying to taunt people with it. And that in and of itself is not the right way to handle anything. So that's, I hope, clear in what I want to say about that. um, because I do believe that those energies exist. I acknowledge them. I respect them, which is an important component. And I'm curious. I'll be curious to see how things play out. So, yeah. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk and rant. Yeah. Yeah. The I would never go into a closed practice and just pluck from it. That to me is so ridiculous. As someone, and let's talk a little bit about closed practices. Okay, let's segue away from the stuff and go into closed practices. Why are closed practices important? It's not because you're not allowed in. There's a difference between gatekeeping, which does happen in certain magical astrological circles. Lodge magic can be really gatekeepy, right? The concept of too much initiation in weird ways. I was actually I was in a process of getting into something. It's not lodge magic, but it was similar. And there were so many levels of initiation, and they just wanted you to remain ignorant for too long, and they lost me. So I was like, I want to learn. I believe my form of initiation that is my favorite is through education and experience. So initiation comes through an inner knowing because you've done it enough to know it deeply. And once you know it deeply, you work with it. It's just like dancing, right? You learn the dance moves, and at first you're pretty clunky and awkward with it, but the more you practice with it, the smoother the moves get. And all of a sudden you're feeling them, and you can feel the magic coming forward in the way that you're moving. I believe that that is something that can be related to just about everything we do. Writing. Initially, you might have a lot of Mary Jane characters, and it can be pretty formulaic or whatever, but eventually it flows because you understand it enough that the magic comes through in a way that is transmissible to other people. That's where the technique comes in. And so to me, the best way to be initiated is to have experiences, which means you need access to the information, the wisdom, the knowledge, the opportunity for those experiences. Now, in certain situations, hey, Gabe, in certain situations, there are practices that need to be preserved. It's like grandma's recipe, right? Where people are like, no, I am not sharing that recipe. It needs to stay the way it is. That's okay, because we would lose that recipe. We would lose those practices if it got spread around too much. It would eventually disappear. So in order to maintain the integrity of a practice of a culture, specific thing, like hoodoo and voodoo, which are so culturally specific, let them have it. Let them do it. It's beautiful, and it's better when it gets to keep its integrity. And if you're looking to do something that is similar, there is another practice with an equivalent that you will have access to. I can recommend Braucherei as a start because Braucherei is an open practice. It is what I use. It's from Eastern Germany, came over here, became very Pennsylvania Dutch, but we are open to anybody. If you want to do this, you can. There is an avenue and a path for you. If you run into a closed practice, find a different way, and it'll still be there. So that's kind of what I feel about that too. So it looks like some people are experiencing ads. I'm going to wait until we know they're back before I start talking to this guy. Cool. So I wasn't catching up on the thing. Yeah, quick Google search is really helpful. If you have like a shop around you, you can ask there for open practices. Usually, to me though, if you say, I want to learn this thing, the universe will conspire in your favor to put it in front of you. I remember when I was like, man, I really want to learn Braucherei. I want to learn it so bad, but there are no teachers. I waited like a month, and all of a sudden a teacher popped up online, and now I am one of the head teachers in that group of that, of that person that I learned from. So it worked out really well. I wanted to learn theta healing, and I was just like, I need a theta healer, but I can't travel, so it's got to be near me. Someone came to the next town over. It just so happened right around that time, and I did the whole thing, got certified, and it was amazing. It was life-changing for me because of the people I met there, who then connected me to more things. So, yeah, uh, it's important to just have a little trust that you'll end up where you need to be, which I know is real hard. So hopefully my stories give you a little bit more hope that things will shake out the way that they're supposed to. I doubt it all the time, and then I'm constantly proven right in the point that they will shake out and wrong because I shouldn't have doubted. But I think doubt is healthy. It keeps us checking ourselves. It's like a point of reference and a grounding point, as long as we don't doubt ourselves into oblivion and freezing. Because if we freeze, we don't go anywhere, which is a bummer. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for that question. It opened up a lot of really cool conversation. Still hoping things shake out for Germany. Oh, I would love that so much. I hope they do too. Here's the thing. If things don't shake out for something, I understand the disappointment of wanting something, believing in it so much, and then it's still not happening. And after sitting with the feelings of disappointment, which are valid, I like to remind myself that I can't wait to see what better thing is going to happen for me if this wasn't the right thing now. And then I just pick myself back up and take the next step forward. And every time, I cannot think of a single time that this has not been true. Every time something has come up that has put me on a better path. But also, yeah, I really would love to see you in Germany too. If it's not for me, a better thing is coming. Exactly, Erin. Yes. Sparkles. Cool. All right. I think we should be about ready to go ahead and talk to this guy and actually disperse the crows and then go look for a second cat, and then we'll have completed this map. I'm starting to get the feel of this game, and I'm very much enjoying it. Let me just grab a quick... Okay, so we're going to talk to him again, and then we'll approach the crows and hear Reka say shoo. That should be adorable. I like to believe if I miss something, it's not in alignment. Exactly. That's how I see it too. Hey, Gabe has a 7-stream streak too. Dude, I appreciate you. Okay, so let us talk to this gentleman. Did you notice anything weird? Tell me about the one woman. What's the matter? Let's get back into this. Those birds. Those birds. I could swear they're following me, stalking me. In fact, I can't scare them off. They must be belong to the old crone in the woods. She's pretty shifty too. Okay. Let's just... It looks like this is the only one we haven't done. Okay. I think we've... Why are they stalking you? Let's just go through this whole thing. I'm just surprised it didn't add it to my quest list. I will see what I can do. Okay. All right, crows. Now that I'm a friend of Baba Yaga... Oh! Hey! Is it E to interact? Yes, okay. So I just got to make sure I do it in time. Leave a weak soul alone. Any more? Where are these guys? Wait. Okay, that's him. Did we get him? Stranger. Okay, it sounds like we still have some to get. So I feel like one flew over here. Wait. I'm going to be jumpy whenever I hear a crow now. Where are you? Make more sounds. You said you'd make it worth our while. So that was close. Where is it? Oh, no, you're good. I don't think you missed anything important. I'm just chasing crows. Um, but if we were counting crows, we would be a band. So that's funny. Um, maybe along the fence, down the path. Okay. It's a long way for, I mean, if I were a crow and I wanted to bug this man, I would hold off too. Let's see. Get ready to hit E if I see it. I heard it. I wish I could jump over this fence, because now we're not going to be able to. I feel like it has to be within his fence here, though. We'll just run along the whole thing. And then the music stopped, too. Okay, that's the river. The crow that I think flew over this way, so. Uh-huh. Where are you? Like, if I were a crow, I'd be in a tree. But it's not. Also, he's chill, so can I just have the reward now? Let's see, why not? Oh, you have a question. How do you find more time? Remember there was something said in one of the old podcast episodes about time stretching. So if you're talking about actually slowing down or speeding up time, this is one of the things that I do. And I do this. I literally did it in the airport the other night because I was trying to sleep on the airport floor and I was like, God, I have to sit here for 4 hours and it's going to feel agonizing to endure this, knowing that I'm not going to be able to sleep well. So yes, I will say that I have played around with the technique of sort of bending time is the way it is. Now, really easy ways to do this without doing it all, woo-woo, are find things that can occupy you to speed up time. You will lose your sense of time pretty quickly if you have something to do. To slow down time, notice everything. It's the same thing writers do, right? Now on your left. Uh-oh. Sorry, Maven, I didn't see your things. Okay, so we're going to go left. And then I will stop here and wait for your cue. So yeah, it's the same thing that authors do. You'll notice like chapters in a book will be longer and there will be so much more detail explained when the author wants to slow down the moment. And like slowing time, kind of like in the movies, where suddenly we notice every little thing. They'll talk about the lights, they'll talk about the smells, and they'll really get into your senses. If they're moving time quickly in a book, they'll repeat one thing after another and not going to have as many details. So that's one thing just practically you can do if you're not into or acquainted with the idea of bending time. But Dan can attest that I have done this and seen results. So I will now tell you the woo-woo way to do it, which is it's basically just kind of like a spell or reciting I call it a command, but that's because that's how it was taught to me. Command is the way that I think about it. Co-manding something. So it's like with co-creating a moment, co-creating a result between me and nature, the universe, all that is, creator, whatever. Just to make sure that I'm not doing something out of line and like getting in the way of anybody else having a good time just because I'm trying to insert myself. I feel like maybe the crow's in here, but maybe not. Yeah, so I will truly just meditate and then ask that time slow down, and I'll put conditions on it. The same way you manifest literally anything else. Head back to the main path, go to the left. I think it's on the fence. Okay. The same way you would manifest anything else, you will sort of just meditate, and then I'll say like, I need time to slow down so that I have the ability to complete such and such a task. And then I will do it. I went to the right. Sorry. I cannot tell my left from my right, so it takes me a minute sometimes. My bad. I think it's on the fence down here. Oh, that's interacting with that guy. Okay. Tell me if I go too far, Maybwen. Yeah, so, or I'll say I need time to speed up to get me to such and such a point. If I'm like dying waiting for something, like the other night, I knew that I was gonna kind of find the night agonizing because I had to sleep on the airport floor. So I was basically commanding that time speed up, and that feeling time would feel faster, and it honestly did work. Yeah. Yes, actually, I can tell you one. I'm using it for myself. I don't have a fever, but I have something that, what do they call it? A, a condition that in folk times would have been called, I think, the wildfire. So that's fun. Yeah. So spent 25 minutes looking for a crow. It's cool. Yeah. So that's how I do it with time. If I can be clearer on any of those points, or if you have any follow-up questions, put them in the chat. I will do my best. Jenny says, you messed with time once. You were at an airport and you didn't want to wait 5 minutes. Your guides showed you how to do it. It was an interesting experience. Yeah, you can also just picture a clock and move it around. Okay, this path, Mavewind, I feel like there may be a delay with the chat, so I'm so sorry for how frustrating this is getting. I apologize. If we're looking at this path along this fence, that does also make sense. Except that the crow's not here. Dang it, crow, just... Huh? Which way? That way? Towards you. Dan seems to understand. You looked it up, didn't you? Okay. But this is the wrong house. I've irritated Dan. All the way around? All the way around, okay. In case, huh? This tree? No, I would get an interact. Say, hi, Dan. Yeah, and now we're back at the beginning. Yeah. Okay. Oh, everybody says hi, Dan. Oh, hey, Rocio, good to see you. Yeah, so you can also just picture a clock and say, I need this chunk of time to go fast or this chunk of time to go slow. Yeah. Back to his boat shack. Okay, boat shack. Got it. That's this way, I believe. I've gotten myself all turned around. There we go. Back to his boat shack. Because this is where we were hearing it, too. So I just, like, if this were Zelda right now, I'd be climbing everything. Also, the fog could knock it off. It's very beautiful for the ambiance, but it's... I hear you, dang it. We're close. Yeah, so... I hope that was good with the time stuff. Now, a spell for fevers and such, there are multitudes. Again, my practice is Brachari, so mine is actually really cool. It doesn't feel too Christian-y or denominational, the one that I'm using. For anybody who's just catching up, I came home from San Francisco, got stuck for a whole night in Charlotte Airport, and right before I left for San Francisco, I felt something coming on. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to, bug anybody out. But if you know folk stuff, it was called the wildfire in folk terms. And it is a result of heat and inflammation and things. So an excess of heat, which is also the situation. Okay, we're not hearing the crow anymore. It's probably back here, which is also the situation for fevers, right? So you have an excess of heat. For things that are in excess of heat, you want to pacify that. Where are you? Sorry. You want to pacify that with cooling things. A spoken charm would be something... like I said, there are many, and I'm going to tell you one right now. And then I'll give you some other things that you could do as well. So, you can set the fog down in the graphics menu. Oh, well, then I feel like I'm doing it at an easy level, which, you know what? We're cozy gaming, so maybe I won't get all challengey about it, but I hear this thing. It's called Reka, Reka. um, yeah, so here is the exact spell that I have been using for. Yeah, I don't think it does, Steph. Here's the exact spell that I have been using. I know it's back here somewhere. I wish I could go like up onto this. The exact spell is this. I'm trying to make it very like clippable if you guys want to. It's over here. Is it under the boat? Is it stuck? Little guy, can I help you? Okay, so a spell to help with illnesses that are of heat, like wildfire, like fevers, is, hang on, let me remember this because I was just memorizing it today. I was strolling in the red woods and came upon a red church. And in the red church stood a red altar, and upon the red altar there was a red knife. Take the red knife and cut the red bread. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm following the broken fence, but I feel like it was back here. So again, the fence only goes back so far. So yeah, and then in Brockerai, you seal it. And the way to seal it is using the Trinity, which would be Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I like to adapt that because, the patriarchy. So sometimes I'll say Creator, Compassion, and Wisdom on the ground. Okay, so we're going to keep our thing on the ground. Because I really do think it is like back here. But yeah, so that is one spell. I am trying it now. I will let you know how it goes. I have had really good luck with Brockerai magic. I used Brockerai magic to help me after my top surgery last year. I was doing 3 spells 3 times a day. And I had like 1 for pain, 1 for swelling, and 1 for wounds, to heal wounds. And it was beautiful. I also used it after my car accident. I used Brockerai. And in fact, insurance didn't want to compensate as much as they might have because I had miraculous recovery. So they were all perched, unless there's a rendering bug. There might be a rendering bug. It is still pre-release, which is totally acceptable. The game is great. Dude, that was right in my ear. Hang on. I'm driving Dan nuts. Any suggestions for an ear infection? Dealing with him in both ears, I've got drops, but anything to speed this along would be great, I'm sure. I really wish that I could just pull out my grimoires right now and look all this up for you guys, because they do have things that are like specific for ear infections. I unfortunately do not have them memorized. So I apologize for that. If I have something memorized, I will tell you. But yeah, for ear infections, I'm glad you have the medication. I always suggest working in conjunction with your doctor to solve a problem. Like for mine, I am on the medicines from the doctor and I'm doing spells to make it quicker. So I think it's getting a little bit sunnier, which is great. It might have just been nighttime. I just feel like I think we flew on into graphics oblivion when we first arrived here. So I wonder if we can walk away and have it reset. If we go far enough away, maybe it'll come back. Let us see. I also appreciate that there are no loading screens here. So the game is really well done. Okay. So we're going to come back in. We've come back to the lantern here. Can I talk to you? You are not the crow we are looking for. Bummer. Okay, cool. The music was changing, so hopefully that's an indication. Did you complete the things in the graveyard? We got the 1 cat. We're going to go back to the graveyard, though, because we hear... I heard there might be another cat, so we're going to look for that. Hoping for the potential of a dog at some point. All right. I found it. I found it. Nope, that's... Oh, the tree! Looked like it. Ah, look at that. It's the shape of a bird. What? Okay. No. Does it say there are? No? Okay. This quest what? Yeah. It's not an official quest. It doesn't go in your quest log. Yeah. I think the stress has been attacking your immune system because your illness came out of nowhere. Saturn in the 6th strikes again. Seriously, though. So the reason I knew I was going to have a weird health year was because when I looked at my solar return this year, buddy, can I help you? Oh my God, I heard it again. Okay. It's a ghost bird at this point. When I looked at my solar return for this year and last year, but mostly this year, my planet in the solar return and in my natal chart were both in the 6th house of health. So really good job pointing that out. And it's detriment. So it was detriment when I was born, and it's detriment now. I'm having a Venus return in Aries. And in other timing techniques called circumambulations and distributions, Saturn took over as my primary Time Lord. And then when Saturn came into Aries, I had illness issues. Getting hit by the car did not seem to be actually related to Aries or 6th house or Venus. That was more something else to do with my lot of fortune. But when I knew a lot of stuff was going to be happening with Aries this week, and Mars in particular, who rules Aries, I figured I might notice something. And then, of course, I get wildfire. So, you know what chicken bones are used for? Ritual. Oil. And being asked me to make them oil with chicken bone and red dyes. I had looked those things up, but I was curious if you have ever seen anything done like that. Yeah, I have not personally, but that does not mean it does not exist. No, that's talk. I am not keen on using bones, but they are called for in a lot of magical stuff, because magic has a tendency, and I agree with this, to has a tendency magic has a tendency to try to combine like animal, mineral, vegetable in agreement with the themes and or the planetary influences or whatever of whatever the intention is. So I can imagine that, you know, the chicken bone is the animal version that would go into there, along with the red dye, which would be an agreeable color for something. Yeah. So I hear this bird. It is so close. And like the game's doing a good job because we can hear the proximity of it, right? But I do wonder if it's just, you know, graphicsed out. If I were the bird, I'd be in here. That's not a chest I can open it. Nope. Okay. Bummer. Okay. Well, let's go do... Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go do the cemetery. And then we'll come back. And that should have allowed the birds to reload. So... it's an option. Yeah. Cool. Now I gotta remember, is the cemetery on? I'm sure it's on my map. I don't know what that is. I think that's close to where the cemetery was, though, right? Well, oh no, wait, that's the cemetery, isn't it? I think it is. East. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight that, and that'll send us in the direction. That way. All right. Good jump, Jack. I don't know if you just heard a big old thump. That was Jack getting off the couch. He is now as splooted as he can be because Jack, fun fact, can only 3/4 sploot. The other foot just does not come out, and it never has since he was a baby. Okay. The crow crest resets. Uncertain if that bug has been repaired. Well, we didn't get the rewards for it yet, so we will try it one more time after we do this. Hello, dear. Nice to see you. Bye. Okay. For a second, I thought it was going to try to hit us. Why do I feel like you should follow the deer? While we're at it, we'll just follow the deer and see where it goes. It's taking us north, though. Nope, it's just going to phase into a house. Hi, friend. That was your destiny all along, huh? Okay, well, I'll just let you spin in circles there. That's fine. I'll head east now. Is Zelda doing well with the ramps yet? Zelda has ignored the ramps entirely. So no, she is not. But we did find out it's not necessarily arthritis. It may have just been tendonitis. So we've got her on that. We have made it to the cemetery. Fantastic. We've got her on some supplements to try and help. I feel like this is something. Just going to say that. She is a diva pup. Dan, can you keep an eye on this? Okay. She is a diva pup. No, wait, I have to remember control. Jack, why are you doing that? Jack is tempting fate right now. We don't want that. Do we want fire? I don't think we want fire. Do we want to get rid of it with the light? Let's try it. Well, for a second, I thought something was happening. I feel like we got to get rid of... Maybe we do want fire to burn that away so that the fourth candle would be there? Oh, my piece of pine? Oh, that's right. Are we smudging here? And I have to remember how to... This one's all used up. Oh, but that's okay, because we have more. Am I doing it wrong? I have to remember how to... Whoop! There's a way to squat, isn't there? Would that help? That one is opened. And we already cleansed it. Okay, so there are 3 others. Got it. Oh, and there's a lot to do here. Okay. So I'm guessing we look for other ones that have candles. We'll see about that. Yep, here's another one. Yes, right. I recall this now. Sorry, I'm just like stepping on a grave to do this. Ugh, my heart. That's not what I would normally do for reference. Interact, sure. And we got, okay, great. A book stack, yay. Love the book stack. Sorry about the skulls. Love the book stack. Up, here's another one. Ooh, this one's got a lot. Okay. Excellent. Cleansing all the graves. I don't know why that... Oh, wait. I probably can interact with this, huh? Yeah. Let's just have some more. This person was buried with a wooden wheel. Oh, good job, Zelda. She's got opinions. All right, and this one's already done. We can't interact with it. So we're like cleansing and robbing at the same time. I guess I don't have any feelings about that. Like, again, recently there was a story out of Pennsylvania, which is not surprising. If you hadn't noticed, Pennsylvania is the location of pretty much every horror movie ever. Oh, here's another one. Did we get this one yet? Nope, we hadn't. Okay. The skulls are good for the vibes. Yeah. Yeah, if they're opening their coffins, I guess you're right. It's like permission. There was a story out of Pennsylvania recently where someone was found with like 100 bodies, skeletons from graves that were over like 100 years old, so fully decayed. Um, and I didn't think I'd done this one already, but I guess I did. And so this guy was just collecting them. It was weird. It was illegal. He shouldn't have done that. Um, but he had them, and it brought up a conversation in my Braucherei group. That, yeah, it is so odd. If the cat is there, it's laying on top of a stone. Good to know. Um, it brought up a conversation in our Braucherei group of like, how long is long enough to wait before harvesting bones from a place? And my natural thought was like, maybe we don't do that with like human cemeteries. Okay, I think we've done all of these. Like maybe we just don't ever. But that being said, there are some spells that call for that kind of thing. So, historically, it is something that's been a topic. Um, I don't necessarily find it comfy for myself, but that's just my opinion. I still think that it's weird. All the other ones had 3 candles and this one doesn't. Or the other ones had 4 candles and this one doesn't. I'm going to confirm that. Yeah, the other ones have 4 candles. This one needs to be cleaned. And I'm going to think, because of what we have in our arsenal, that maybe we use our fire for it. That sounds terrible, but like if I... Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but it's not working. Yeah. I think there's a candle under there. I just can't prove it. I meant it more as aesthetics, like motifs. Oh yeah, no, I'm just going into it because it's a great topic. But yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I'm not of the, cause I do have a friend that will occasionally find skeletal remains or bones in the woods in this area, and will text and say, "Hey, we found some deer bones and whatever, or whatever happened to be in the woods at the time. Do you need them for any of your spell work?" And I so appreciate that. Like, I cannot even tell you, because at some point I may. There may be something where the spell calls for it and I want to go by the book and I want to make sure that I'm doing everything particular um, to make sure that, it's done exactly right for whatever reason. And I might need bones of something. I know Agrippa calls for bones a lot. So it's definitely a thing. Do we get these guys? Let's bring the branch out and make sure. Okay. Woo, we're just excited. Also, I hit the wrong button. Shift. Okay. Cool. I haven't found the cat yet. I also haven't heard any meows. So. Let's go back and around all these. We did a good job, though. May not be in this graveyard. Cool. Maybe it's in another graveyard. Because it looks like we've opened all the graves, except for that one that only has 3 candles, but I'm going to let that go. Future maps. You know what? Yeah, getting the hang of this, I'm starting to learn. So it's great. All right. Once more, I'm telling you, it even still has more black stuff coming out of it. I really think. I think there's a candle under there. I just don't know how to get to it. It's a glitch. Okay. As long as we know it's a glitch. Cool. Yeah, I guess I don't. Can I get more pine from the tree? Okay. Like, does this tell me how many I have? Because I did have another one, which is good. Cool. All right, back to the dude. Let's pull up the map. Take this off. You're fine. turn white. No? Fine. We will go back here. Heading west. Okay. There are usually 2 trees per map. Supply branches. They will be in your normal inventory. Fantastic. You're the best, Maybelline. Yep. Can I? All right. Well, good thing we came this way. A tea dresser. There's another one here, too. A pantry. A fishing spear. Great. Looks like we can forward this a little bit better over there, just to save our time. Cool. Yeah, amazing conversation so far already, guys. Thank you for being so awesome. Sure. Cool. Oh, that second tree was near the cemetery that one time, because I remember, yeah, we did grab that last week. It was one of the clips I used. Got it. So we will ration our branches for the time being. I'm learning. It's exciting. Oh, now Zelda's in her bed and Jack is clinging to the couch for dear life. Which means he's sleeping on the couch, but his paws are arranged in such a way it looks like he's trying to grip it. Okay. We are back with our friend here. He is unburdened. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Oh. Okay. We're going to have to assume that this is a glitch and that the bird has decided not to show up this time. And that's okay. You know what? Maybe this is a sign that he should have just paid back Baba Yaga. And next time he'll learn. Let's see. Okay. Just out of curiosity, I know some spells ask for graveyard dirt. Would you collect that in an ethical way? It would feel disrespectful to take any. Actually, I have done this. Do you want to hear a story? We just surfed that fence. I have done this. And I did it in the most ethical way I knew how. And it worked. And we ended up needing it, which is another thing. Did I see an interact or was that talk? Okay. All right. We're just going to leave that guy to his fate. Yeah. So when we went to, you guys may have heard the Alchemist Inkwell episode about Italy, our Italy trip. Has anybody heard that one? This week's episode was posted. Some people have already commented on it. It's at least made it to the Patreons. So if it wasn't posted elsewhere, I'll have to get in contact with our guy who does that. Yeah. Because it was a bookend episode. But yeah, so we did a Trova trip to Italy over my birthday. What was that, 2024? I think it was 2024. Maybe 2023. But anyway, what happened was, this is the house. Look at all those chickens. What happened was our guide was awful. And so I like to set up a charm, a spell, some kind of talisman that I can make for people when we are going on a trip. And so this time I was meditating on what Italian folk magic, because I have Italian in my family, what Italian folk magic could we do for the people on this trip. And as I was doing that, I got a heavy, evil eye talisman. So I made an evil eye talisman. And this evil eye talisman recommends cemetery dirt where your ancestors are from. So this is your first... I will go collect some wood. That'll give us something to do while I tell this story. Cool. So we'll just see what I can grab. And I need to use the birds to do that. Tools and magic. Crows, right? Yeah. Okay. So I made for every single one of like our 20 some travelers a talisman, and it calls for ancestral cemetery dirt. Now, this is because there was a time where you would know everybody in the cemetery, right? Like you would be born and raised in the same community, your family and you would likely die there. You know, that's just was the expectation way back when. And thus there was permission kind of built in for that. What we find nowadays is we don't have that sort of automatic permission of family because we move, we go different places. So that's one thing. So when they call for cemetery dirt, they're calling for it because typically the person who wrote that way back when is expecting that you do have permission because it's your family. So point number one. However, in the modern era, that is not the case, like at all, for a lot of us. I do know where some of my ancestors are buried, but yeah, I'm not going back there for anything if I can help it. So what I did in this case was I went to a local cemetery, one that I had been to before and had connected. This is going to be woo-woo again, but I had connected with spirits there. And so I went there with an offering. I actually brought coffee as an offering that I would like pour into the ground to compensate. So I had an offering, and when I got there, I meditated, tried to connect with the same energy I was familiar with, and I asked to be led to a spot where it would be appropriate for me to collect. The spirit that I'm used to did in fact show up, and Dan was with me, and I was like, we're going to walk that way. And we walked after her. The spirit was a female, and she led us to a statue of a dog in the cemetery that people will actually go there and leave offerings for this dog. And it was right on a whole bed of just pebbles. So it was cemetery rocks, but at a very appropriate location to collect them. So I poured the coffee where the dog was, and I collected rocks from there. Not any of the things that were left for the dog, but of the actual gravel around it. So it was not anybody's grave or anything like that, but it was still within the grounds of the cemetery. So that's some of the context that I think goes into those spells, which is really helpful to remember when we can. And also how I worked with it, you know, in the 21st century. So I just love that we're like snapping around and there are crows doing our bidding and being super awesome. Where's the point of this that you're going to let me grab? Yes, correct. That is wood. Well, we'll try it from over here because I think this is some too. Cool. Yeah, so was that helpful? Also loved how it was a dog. Yeah, that's well, and I was with Dan, so of course it was a dog. Dan is very connected to dogs in particular, so it's really funny the things that'll happen dog themed with him around. Just gonna run around a little bit and make sure we got a lot of this wood. Okay. Okie dokie. I think we're pretty good. It's a loud noise. Awesome. Thank you for the tips, Maywin, by the way. It's very helpful. Okay. Needed for the house, building and for the oven. Very important. Noted for the future. Just another reason to appreciate Dan. 100%. Yeah. 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 So again, I hope that helps. And there are ways to try to do it. Like did I go up to the staff of the cemetery and ask? No. But I did look for validation, confirmation, thrice over, basically, trying to make sure that it was the right thing to do. And back to the story, we did need it because our guide turned out to be terrible. So if you did watch the Alchemist Inkwell podcast episode of Italy, I was inspired to make evil eye talismans for everybody there. That's why I needed the graveyard dirt. And our guide, we actually had to fire him on my birthday because he was so bad. And then Em and I took over the trip ourselves and did the rest of the itinerary. And fortunately, she knew enough about like pre-Christianity Rome, and I knew enough about post-Christianity Rome and Italy to be able to, give some insight. And I knew enough about astrology to walk us around some of Florence and get into that as well. So we were able to on that one. But then on the last day, he sent us a message in the group chat for the trip that basically said, "I hope you go die." And so Em and we went into our private group chat with everybody and we're like, keep your evil eye talismans on you because he is sending some straight hate our way. And it turned out we needed it. So that's how those things go. Yeah. We should try some cooking. Yeah. Yeah. That guy's name was Massimo. Okay, we can cook. Let's cook. Oh, look at this, you guys. Okay, cool. Yeah. The episode is, I would say, hilarious. We actually took a long time because Trova ended up changing a lot of their policies because of what we recommended from this. Yeah, it takes nothing to be kind, right? And he was not. We did. We did. In fact, Trova, we fired him. Trova no longer works with that travel company at all. They have since gotten new itineraries in Italy, and our travelers, I don't think they were compensated enough, but there was an attempt. And now we actually have, Emily and I, for every guide we have in the future, we have a sort of list and a guidebook to being a guide for us. And the prompt is basically, we're treating this like it is everybody on this trip's birthday. We're celebrating it all week. We are being spiritually appreciative and open. And, you have to be accepting of disabilities and food things and, any accommodations that will be necessary and all of those things. Because this guide was none of that. So we now officially have like, how to be a guide for Emily and Crystal Lynn slideshow that each of our guides gets. And we have had spectacular guides every time except that time. And fortunately, we were able to make a difference there. So, yes, that was a thing. Yeah. That was the first time I fell in the middle of traffic and lost a water bottle. It's weird that there's more than one, but there is more than one. We do not know who we'll have in Germany yet. We don't even know who we're going to have in Peru yet. We find out about the week before the trip. But we do know travel companies at this point. Like when we see Intrepid being the travel company for a trip, we get excited. Intrepid is where we got Malcolm. Intrepid is where we got Hani. Intrepid, I think, has been all of them except for Japan. And Japan was Yuki, and she was amazing. And of course, Italy. And we will never travel with them again. So it's fine. We'll go to Italy again, hopefully at some point. But yeah, I haven't been able to tell if we have Intrepid for Germany yet. I do have a good feeling about Germany, though. M does too. Yeah. And thank you, AJ. Here's what we're about. And if you don't, yeah, exactly. Because the hosts do get to say yes or no to us. We actually reach out to Hani and Malcolm and we're like, hey, we're coming back. Make sure you grab our trip. And that's how we get them. And we do have Malcolm for Greece. We can confirm that because we've talked to him directly. So we're going to use some honey because we have a ton of that. We're not going to use some wood, some berries, a little bit of mushrooms, a little bit of grain. Oh, maybe not. And I think that went in. Did we do it? Take items. So they're all down here. And then nope, I just put it back. Okay. And then I wasn't paying attention to the thing. Oops. Do I just X out and now they're cook? Nope, that just opened it up again. Yeah, honey is the best. Honey is the best. Okay. Select items in your inventory, add them to the crafting board. If you add the right combinations, a recipe will start to craft. Oh, I didn't do a good job. Okay. Honey and berries should be fine. Let's do some more berries. There we go. Your bread even needs fuel to work. Go to the back of your oven and add some firewood. What's that? Raspberry jam. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna, whoa, get disoriented. Excuse me, chair. Reka, I would love for you to walk a little faster there. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. I think we did that. And this is saying, I'm guessing what, 28? Okay, couple seconds. We'll wait for that to cook. Let it cook. It'll be fine. Yeah. Take back the mushrooms. Grain. Okay, we'll try grain at another time. But yeah, now that we're figuring it out, we're cooking. It's gonna be good. We'll start with some jam. Do we need food? Does Reka need to eat? I mean, I would be lost without it. Okay. And looks like that just goes straight to your inventory. Cool. So we're talking about grain, mushrooms. I don't want the pine branch. Honey? No. Okay. Take that back. Berries? No. Makes you hungry. Yeah, same. You'll need 3 meals for Hut, Reka, and Baba only when you are moving through maps. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. So grain. We'll have some porridge. I need more grain, though, if I'm going to be doing that. Cool. And it looks like we're good on... No, because it's not cooking yet. So we probably need some firewood. I don't want to customize the character. Leave me alone, mirror. Have some wood. There we go. Or it's just done? No, 7 seconds. Okay. Cool. And we have porridge, and if we need another one, because we have so many, we're going to do more of this. Yeah. Like how we're just waving a book in the air. That's nice. Okay. All right. And whoop, back it up over there. That cat is adorable. And there is some wood in there, but we'll give it some more. Okay. Doesn't have a timer on there, but I don't know what to do with that. Nope, it is. Okay, so it's just a glitch. Cool. We have 3 meals for now. Awesome. Okay. Food is collected on the side. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at how cute. Oh, order up. We'll take that, and we'll take that. So cute. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. Lovely. Cool. All right. Great. So with that, I think we're about ready to talk to Baba Yaga and go to the next map. Everybody feel ready? Speak now or we will go. All right. Yep. Okay, great. Here we go. What is it now? What do you think of what I built? Okay, no, wait. I've been watching your progress with fascination. Interesting choices. Perhaps you can use this old chest of mine. Just put where you see fit. She'll place a gift in there whenever your endeavors please me. Be sure to look inside from time to time. Okay. Well, we're going to place that before we, Let's ask what happened to the old chicken. Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's place... Oh, that's right. We sit in that chair to do it. But we're going to put the chest down first. I feel like that's important. Yes. Look at that. Right next to... Right there. Whoa. Oh my gosh, this is not a time for OCD. Place it. Okay, cute. Cozy little situation we've got going on here. Okay. All right, and then control. We're good. Now we talk to the chair. Hello, Mr. Bird Chair. Ooh. Hut, stand up. And this is, again, really accurate to the way that Baba Yaga lore goes. When someone approaches the hut, it'll usually they'll tell the hut to face them. And that's how the story with Baba Yaga will tend to begin in the stuff. So, talking to you. Hut, go where I say. Off we go. We're not going to tell it to sit down. Unless, oh wait, has it gone? Is that the idea? You can leave this place and travel to the next location. Interact with the skeleton chair and walk your house into the fog at any point at the edge of the map. Okay. Shall we go into the rising sun to the east? Let's try it. This is fun. We are the chicken hut. It's gonna walk through the river. Oh, this should be pretty cool. Oh, we are taking out some trees, though. That's okay. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, but I'm half tempted to try to walk over that house. Not gonna do it. It's fine. Look at this. Oh, they come right back up. That's good. Okay. Well, the magic accounts for it. That's fantastic. Do you want to leave the map and travel? Here we go. Travel onwards. You will be choosing your provisions. Yes, the house can have the porridge or the jam. I want Baba Yaga to have the porridge. Yes, and then we can have some jam as well. Get it? Here we go. You travel onward. Slowly you are getting used to directing the hut of the forests and swamps. Baba Yaga directs you along the path of the river. Distance you shall see smoke chimneys. I knew we would find them sooner or later. Ooh. Trial of the Forest Spirit. I've not been to this place for many moons, but it will do well for your continued training. To expand your house, you'll need wood. For that, trees must be felled. Ha! You think this sounds easy, don't you? But don't go chopping anything down just yet. A forest spirit resides in these woods. He and I have an understanding, but he has no such thing with you. You'll need to earn his trust in time. For now, just try to pique his interest. Your first lesson will take the form of a task. Earn the respect of the forest spirit by doing him 3 favors. Why 3? No one knows for sure. But 3 is considered a magical number. That it is. So it should please him. To find out what he needs, ask the people of this land. They know it best. Might serve you well to visit the Lutki again. That's what they're called. There's much more to find out about those little wood blocks. They even have their own wisdom. I'm sure they do. Of a kind. All right, you have been told about a location. Find it on your highlighted on the compass. We'll go to the village first. What can you tell me about this place? I don't want to tear down the house. I want to sit down the house. We don't have to rebuild it every time, do we? Look at how weird it looks, though. We did that. Some stuff from the outside does not make sense. Humankind and nature engage in an uneasy coexistence. Humans often forget that they are merely guests in this world. This is true. They're born from the earth, and in their deaths, it's the earth to which they will return, but do not think that nature is benign and gentle, nor that it can't protect itself. There are those within the realm of nature who can be just as cruel and selfish as any human, and they have experience on their side. Fun. Okay. So I can goodbye, get off with you. It's okay. So we're just going to take stock of what we have done to this house. Why is there a random pole sticking out there and back here? But you know what? Oh my God. And then those things. It's okay. It's okay. We'll fix it. We'll do better. Listen, for now it works. You can't tell from the inside. It looks perfect. Funny story about that, though. So this is not necessarily magic, even though kind of it is. When I worked at Disney World, they told us a story about the Haunted Mansion and finding the right paint color for the Haunted Mansion. And so when the Imagineers were first designing the Haunted Mansion and trying to find the right paint color for the roof and everything, this one painter was really excited about the color he'd come up with. It was perfect. It was eerie. He loved it. And when he showed it to his supervisor, the supervisor said, "Hey, come on down off the roof. I want to show you something." And it turned out that if you went down, what am I doing here? If you went off the roof and saw the whole picture, you would actually see it as like a hot pink looking roof. So even though he'd made a crazy cool paint color, he still had done something that actually just looked like a hot pink roof on a haunted house. So it was all about the perspective. Oh, here, have that. If you're gonna, okay, that mushroom is committed to being with that tree, and we're gonna let them be happy together. But I am gonna collect some mushrooms. Cool. Whoosh. Cool. You saw a post. The earth is protecting itself and its people. Yeah. Yeah, I hope they all slip, to be honest with you. May everyone with that name slip on that which they have named themselves after. And I do mean it, so that's great. Oh, do you want more too here? Have a berry, have a berry. You get a berry, you get a berry. Who hasn't gotten a berry? You haven't gotten a berry. There you go. Everybody happy? Okay. I got turned around looking for mushrooms. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, if you catch not this week's episode, but last week's episode of The Alchemist Inkwell, we talk about how if you want to use a certain kind of magic in these times for good purposes, some rules of thumb we recommend. And I have seen other practitioners now doing the same thing. But these are the times we're in. Kaha, we have the same hair, except for I put this on. Have you heard anything interesting? I'm not sure about the hair traps the hunter set. Sometimes the poor things have to stay in those contraptions for days. We're gonna get a bunny. We've all got to eat, but prolonging suffering just doesn't sit well. Agreed. You've been told about a location. Find it with your compass at the top of the screen. Okay. So we're gonna definitely go there. I would visit my father's grave more often if the caretaker wasn't such an oddity. Crows are all over my father's grave. Ugh. Gives me the shivers. Well, we can help with that. Okay. Wow, she's got tons to tell us. Rosalind has been hearth and home to me all my life. We led a pretty simple existence here, living off the land, fishing, hunting, farming cucumbers for generations. Must have seen the river on your way here, right? It's the lifeblood of this town. Boats can take goods further than any cart. Its sweet waters keep the fields fertile. New ways are creeping in, and there are those that believe that logging is more... Oh, no! Why do you think logging is a bad idea? That guy's... or that lady's hat. That guy's hat? That guy's hat. He just pushed me. Okay. We're dependent on the river. It's like a mother to us. Lumberjacks should not show the same reverence. We're probably going to take on the lumberjacks. I bet the spirit would love that too. Yeah. What do you know about the forest spirit? Oh. Okay. Well, goodbye. Thank you for helping me flesh out some map stuff. Okay. Another crow mission. Yep, that's what it sounds like. Hey, talk to me. I heard that the graveyard's caretaker lets good porridge go to waste on her nasty little birds. Excuse you. While some of us good folk don't know how to make it through the winter. Okay. So we're definitely going there. What do you know about the... My babushka used to tell me stories about him. She said he's a shapeshifter. Sometimes he appears as a giant man with a long green beard. Sometimes a white stag with a skull for a head. That's one I've heard of before. Scared me so much I didn't sleep for weeks. If he's about, then I'd make sure you're not. We're probably going to see him as a white stag. We'll see. Cool. You get to feed these ones. Yay! As long as they hang out long enough for me. Hello, sir. You have red hair. I feel like that's... You look frightened. What happened? Oh, well, you're a lumberjack, so we know. Had this grand plan of cutting down a big larch in the forest a few days ago, but I overslept and arrived late. Eventually got there. The whole clearing was covered in a thick mist, and I saw horrible shapes moving in it. Well, you probably shouldn't have been doing that, sir. You admit you ran in fast. Trapped them. Yay! People are... Okay, this is... not yay, people are trapped in the mist, obviously, but, like, this sounds like a really interesting quest. Oh, he doesn't care. Will you help them? Yes, tell me where the larch stands. Okay. Great. Goodbye. Now that guy... Oh, you can talk to you too. Oh, you can see the... Whoa. Fun. Collect all the things. Fantastic. Is that just talk? That's just talk. Sir, you look quite serious. Hang on. Okay. I don't suppose we can open this. Nope. Okay. It was worth a shot. Okay. What do you... I would love to know what you know about the forest spirits. You're a brave one. I think I saw him once, tending to an injured deer. Aw. Huh. The way the animal looked at him was like a baby gazing at its mama. I like this guy's hat. I want one. There's deer all around these parts. They're shy and flighty, so take your time with them. Approach slowly. If they look at you, hold still or you'll scare them. Oh. Better have a pocket full of berries. I will berries. The color white in spirit beings. Oh yeah, it is 100%. It's very common. But white stags are considered an omen of fae type spirits and things like that in a lot of different cultures, which is fun. Bambi friend, yeah. Oh, it was his fault. Well, at least he learned. You still go hunting? Of course, that's my trade. Never get greedy, and they always make things quick. They don't even have time to realize what's happened. Seems like the forest spirit doesn't mind too much as long as they keep things respectful. Although if you think he's around again, maybe. I've been setting too many hair traps of late. Is that you, sir? I hope he and I still have an understanding. Where are the hair traps? Oh, well, okay. Rather than taking responsibility, let's just get nervous about it and ignore things. Okay. Lovely place you have here, you guys. Hi. Sure. Winter's approaching. I've not found the strength to make your annual Samara's shrine. Okay. Pancakes to be exact. She likes those best. Okay, we're gonna have to learn how to make pancakes. Cool. That's probably gonna take grain, I would assume, and milk. Can you tell me, how do I make pancakes? You're just gonna tell me? Let's remedy this quickly. Some flour, 2 different sweet things, honey or berries. Oh. Okay. Your berries, better look for that. Oh, I can find those. Sweet. Well, we do have all of that already, but I would like to get some I wonder if we can use a mortar and pestle to turn our grain into flour. The babushkas tell stories and give books. Ah, I love that! Ooh, cool. An age ago, Mara was more than a statue carved out of the forest. If you were lucky, you could watch her stroll about, making everything grow around her. The whole village would bring her offerings, and in turn she would bless our cattle. Those times are long past, and not many remember her. But they have left this place to find their luck elsewhere, or buried in the cold, hard ground by now. So Mara's statue is of a real woman. She walked the earth as a woman, that much I know to be true. She trod these lands as flesh and blood, as tears and sweat. But to us she was more, so much more, a goddess made mortal, our patron. Last time I saw her with my own eyes, I was about your age. It was like looking into the face of summer itself, warm and soft. Oh, I love this writing. One day she simply disappeared. No one ever saw her again. The following years were dark indeed. Our cattle got sick and decided to leave. Many decided to leave. Who could blame them? You carved the statue of Mara. Aw, it worked. That's nice. That's really cool. Neat. I like this lady. What did the forest spirit think of Mara? Oh, we can't make flour yet. Okay, cool. But we'll get there. She revered Leshy like we did her. Mara was near to being a creature of spirit. Nice. Meet on moonlit nights. Enjoy a cup of wine together and talk. Yay! Carved the statue and stood in a position I felt. Leshy's presence quivering through the leaves and whispering on the wind. He knows, and it still stands, so he must approve of such a thing. Aw, that's so cool. Alright. We got it. Goodbye. Alright. I want to make sure we cover talking to most people in this place. Well, you're an unfamiliar face as we get shoved into the corner. Unfortunately, I have nothing to offer. Winter's fast approaching. Okay, goods. I would like a small savory meal. Select any food in your inventory, place it. The place flew once you are satisfied. Okay, so savory. We're just gonna do like place item. Place stack. Wait. Thought I was doing this. I wanna... What is going on? Okay, none of it. Select any food in your inventory to place it. Select place food to reclaim it. Okay, but it's not working. So let's go out and come back in. Alright, we'll try this again. Oh, because it has to be cooked food. Well, then maybe I should cook something for you. Can I cook? No? Well, that's a bit of an oversight. Okay, we'll come back, I guess. Are you a different person from the last guy? Or did I come through here? No, you're the same guy. Okay. Yep. Okay. Just gonna do some running around. We should also, because we've got about 5 minutes left, destroy? I don't think so. I'll collect though. Oh, he keeps the crows away, and so they hate the... Ha! That's funny. Well, we took out one. Just to see. That's really funny that the crows can destroy the scarecrow. And why not? But winter's coming and the villagers have to eat, so we're not going to do that too much. That being said, I am taking pretty much all of their crops. But Baba Yaga, the chicken hut, have to eat too. You good? Great. All right. Yeah. Cool. I think that was most of what was back there. Also, always want to check out random light sources. Oh, it's just a corner here. Okay, neato. Oh, property of the beekeeper. Okay, we'll talk to the beekeeper. Yeah, I agree. If they're asking us for food, we have crops. That's kind of an equal exchange of energy. You look like you need help. I do, actually. My hives are due to be harvested. A bad back and can hardly bend over. If you help me harvest the honey, I'll give you nice wax candles, extra dribbly. Cool. 3 hollowed out trees. They're hard to miss. All of them are on the property. Use smoke to calm the bees. I don't want to do that. I need to find the trees here. Where can I find a pine branch? Yes. Ugh, can you mark that on my thing? Doing the work is part of the work. Absolutely. Question about consults. Yeah, sure. For consults, you said that honeycomb planner helps you. Would you want the PDF ahead of time? Oh, so you don't actually have to send me the honeycomb planner. If you've got stuff written down in the honeycomb planner, you can just read it to me or show me a picture on our consultation because it's over Zoom. But I do not need to see your honeycomb planner. That's your private stuff. But if you're like, it was on this day and I had these transits going on, I can probably see that myself, but it's extra fun if you just journal things that happened and you'll know what day they happened. That's all. But great question. Cool. Yeah, I hope that answered that all right. It's more like if you were reading something out of a journal for me. Yeah, I love the planner too. I need to update it because when you have an illness or something in astrology, you can actually cast a chart for that. It's called the decumbrature chart. So I want to write down in my honeycomb when the decumbrature is. The decumbrature for an illness is typically, some people think it's like when it started, but you can't always tell exactly when something started. So they'll say, when did you go to the doctor for it? Like, when did it become such inhibition or an issue in your life that you actually went to get it checked? That day, that time is the decumbrature chart. Yeah, what a great segue for the beekeeper and to talk about honeycomb. You got the hardcover. I love mine. I love mine so much. Yeah, so we're going to finish talking to this person. And then next time we'll start with the honeycomb or this person's thing. Okay. So here we are. You guys, oh my gosh. I've looked up for the first time. There's not as much fog here. Hang on. Whoa. We need an open space. She did. Look at that. Okay. I cannot think of a better way to wrap up tonight than by looking at this gorgeous, gorgeous sky. Holy cow, they did such a great job with that. There is the center of the galaxy. Fun fact, I can't remember the exact degree. I think it's somewhere in the middle. The center of our galaxy is in Sagittarius. So this would be like the Sagittarius constellation of their world. And we're going to go that way to help the people who are stuck with the tree. Yeah, it's stunning. I love this so much. And there aren't any mountains in this game too, so you just see all the stars for ages and ages off. This is gorgeous. Fun fact, so we are going to Peru, and this is true of a lot of ancient cultures too. There was a time where the stars as constellations were there, but they would also notice the dark clouds in space. So like think of like that area there being as a very exaggerated example. The dark spaces between stars would be their constellations or their important parts. And they'd say, when is that dark space rising and what time of year? And what does that say? Peruvian astrology was more seasonal omenology, just kind of letting you know when a time of year was coming around. It was not necessarily predictive or, natally interpretive, but still. Yeah, right? Yeah. I actually heard that some of the best star spotting is in, I think it's Nambia. I think it's Nambia. So that's fun because I want to do that too. Um, but with that, I appreciate you all so, so much. I'm going to control shift back to my hands here so I can, hey, I need my cursor back. Oh well, so we're going to do this and we will save. This was amazing. We'll create new. Saving. Awesome. I appreciate you all. We will be back next week. I'm here. I am good to go. I will hopefully be even more well than I am right now. And I hope you guys stay warm and stay safe, like you're all saying. Friday, we are back here, so we should absolutely be going live again in our normal places. And I will try to do a better job of doing things. Like I said, we had tried to start YouTube and everything at the same time as TikTok. And then by the time those had failed us, we couldn't do updates because the TikToks were running. But we will be able to do it this week because we're back in our normal situations. So I'm claiming it. It's happening. See you during the ink spill on Friday, everybody. And yeah, Twitch next week here as well. The ink spill will be here on Friday as well if you want. And I will be back for the Monday Magic Mood Boost on Monday. So everything will be back to its regularly scheduled programming. Thank you guys so much. Bye.